You are an engineer. You're in the process of building yourself.
Yeah.
You're interested in aviation. What problem are you trying to solve in that field?
My hope is to improve the materials that are used to design aircraft.
Yeah.
I'm actually undertaking a research project where I'm looking at the performance optimization of aerospace materials when exposed to extremely harsh conditions.
You know, HSC is very strict on leadership. They teach you how to be ethical. They teach you how to be honest. They teach you how to communicate, right? Let's say you find yourself in a situation in 5-10 years time, running one of the most important projects in the country, Zimbabwe, engineering, maybe in the aviation field. And of course, we've talked about corruption, that people can get into projects because of their own interests. You know, stakeholders have their own interests, right? And corruption might be one of them. They want to eat the bread.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There's something out there.
Yeah. So you being a product of Ashesi University, how do you think you are going to react to those kind of situations, ensuring that you don't get eliminated at the end of the day? Because man, once you put people in a situation where they have to compromise what they are looking for, Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of International Mic Check. My name is Judesha Jose. Today, the conversation is all about STEM education linked together with leadership. And I have the man himself, Trymore, who will be sharing with us his perspective on leadership and STEM education, especially his interest in engineering and how he sees that being connected with engineering. So without any waste of time, I'll just give him a platform to introduce himself so that we are able to kickstart the conversation. Trymore, welcome to my podcast. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So first of all, I'd like us to kickstart the conversation with you introducing yourself. What inspired you to be in this field of engineering? Because people might choose a field that it's not for them. They don't have a reason why they chose that field. So for you, introduce yourself and tell us why you chose this field.
Oh, great. Thank you, Judesha.
Yeah.
So my name is Trymore Kunjejema. I come from Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
And I'm here at Ashesi doing mechanical engineering. I chose mechanical engineering because everything mechanical is of interest to me.
Yeah.
And I hope that hopefully after I graduate from Ashesi University, I'm going to contribute to the engineering field in one way or the other, which will benefit the continent Africa.
Yeah, amazing. So now looking back at how Zimbabwe is, I mean, we have a lot of people being in the STEM field. I mean, there's few people in Zimbabwe, especially this young generation in the business field, I doubt, because the people that I know that are Zimbabweans, I'm not being stereotyped, I saw what I see. They are in this field of engineering, computer science and all that, electrical engineering and all that. So do you think the reason why you have a lot of people in Zimbabwe being in this field is because of how there's a need of engineers or computer scientists in Zimbabwe? You feel like the reason why the country is not doing well because there are people, there's a need or there's lack of maybe this field. Maybe you don't have enough engineers that will build good roads, engineers that will build like good houses and all that. So what is it all about? Why this trend of having Zimbabweans in this field? Yeah.
So one of the reasons is actually the need for engineers, right, in the country.
Yeah. Because
we don't have like enough and good engineers. In the engineering industry actually is not that very good in Zimbabwe.
Okay.
But also some of the reasons like the pressure that you get from parents and from people around you that go into the engineering field, you're gonna make money there. Yeah, that's the two main reasons that's why Zimbabweans go out there, come here and do engineering. Yeah. But I would like to say, hopefully for most people that are here, they are here because they see a need to contribute in the engineering field or STEM as a whole, because STEM encompasses things like computer science.
Okay, amazing. So now there's a worry that I have, right? I know that right? We have the younger generation trying to emerge in this area of STEM education and all that. But then I'm still concerned about how countries operate in terms. I would like to go to this question that has been in my mind for a long time. In terms of the projects that are being executed in Africa, projects that are being executed in Mozambique, Zimbabwe. For example, I'll tell you about the bridge that we have right now, which is one of the best bridges in Africa, right? That facilitates transportation between Mozambique, Swaziland, and South Africa, right?
Okay.
That bridge was not built by an indigenous person in Mozambique. That project was not run by someone who's an engineer originally from Mozambique. It was built by Chinese. Right now, we are bearing some crazy costs. We owe like billions of dollars. We haven't paid that money, right? So now, what my worry is, do you think the reason why the government is focused on bringing foreign labor is because they don't trust us enough as engineers that we can be able to hold these billion-dollar projects? What's the reason behind that?
That's one of the reasons, yes.
Yeah.
They know that they haven't invested much in the engineering education of people.
Yeah.
So taking someone who went to that same university that they didn't provide enough resources to equip those people as engineers. They know the project maybe is gonna fail after a certain period of time. So yes, they don't really feel comfortable hiring people locally because of that. Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons.
Okay, I understand. But that's a concern, really. If it's not even about engineering only, so many projects that are worth billions are not run by local people. And now, that's why now STEM comes in, right? Because it's in its emerging stage where so many people are joining, women, like so many people are joining, which is a really important thing. So now my question to you is, what strategies should be there right now, looking at the fact that this field is trending and so many people are being interested in this field? What strategies should be there coupled with leadership in order for this field to stand out, in order for the government to trust enough that we have engineers in our own country, we have engineers in our own continent to execute these important projects? And second question, do you think a project manager who is not equipped with engineering skills can lead an engineering project?
Okay, great. So what I think, if it is coming from the government, the first thing is that they have to provide, they have to pump in resources into the university so that when students are learning, they learn practically. They don't just learn theoretically. They have hands-on activities that they are doing. If it is a university, it should have a well-equipped workshop for students to go and learn technical skills so that they succeed in whatever engineering skills that they are trying to gain. And to answer a second question, I believe that a person who is managing an engineering project needs to have some expertise in the engineering field. They can't just be project managers. Otherwise, we'll just take any other person who didn't even go to university to manage that. But I believe that they should have some engineering expertise in whatever they are managing.
Okay. So now another question that I have for you, right? Looking at some projects failing, let's say you build a road, after 1 year, the road tears off and all that because of rain, flooding and all that. Do you think those people who manage those projects are not the actual engineers, or you think there's some corruption involved?
They are engineers, because when a company is taking, or a government is taking contractors, they take contractors of engineers. They are engineers, but I think there is some sort of corruption that is going on. That maybe you are building a road or a bridge, maybe to complete that project you need maybe 100 bags of cement, but then you are ending up using 80 and you take 20 for your personal benefits. So that thing of corruption, I believe that it's been happening, and that's why we see a road after 1 year of being finished, there are lots of potholes. I think there is some sort of corruption going on. The engineers that are there, even the project managers, I think they have this mind of taking some resources to complete the project to themselves, to make them personal benefits.
Okay, good. So you are an engineer. You're in the process of building yourself.
Yeah.
And according to some information that I found out about you, is you're interested in aviation. You're interested in, aviation.
Yeah.
So, what problem are you trying to solve in that field?
So, when I see myself in a couple of years to come, I hope to contribute to the aviation industry, like you said, and my hope is to improve the materials that are used to design aircraft. Right. So aircraft materials. And right now here in Ashesi, I'm actually undertaking a research project where I'm looking at the performance optimization of aerospace materials when exposed to extremely harsh conditions like high temperatures, pressure, and maybe tension and compression of different materials in an aircraft. Yeah, and I think with all those things connected together, I can contribute to the aviation and aircraft industry.
Okay, amazing. So now you're gaining certain skills, research skills, and deep understanding of the field that you are interested in. Now, of course, research alone is not enough. Of course, I know you're doing your research projects and all that, but at Ashesi University, the courses that you're taking, what kind of hardcore skills are you getting? Like, what tool perhaps have you learned that you think might contribute to this field that you're interested in?
Okay, that's great. And I actually have a quick answer to that.
Yeah.
We are doing a course called Computer Aided Design and Manufacturing. And I think that course is a course that is going to give me the skills that I want.
Yeah.
Especially in the aviation that I'm going. What we do is that we do modeling of designs, different designs, right? So maybe I model a jet turbine. Or I model an aircraft wing. Or something like that, and it's really a course that almost every engineer needs. Right? So I think that's like a technical hard skill that I'm gaining and contributing to my engineering toolbox, such that when I finish Ashesi, I will know that I can design this material, I can design this part maybe of an engine or of an aircraft, a jet or something.
Yeah.
Yes. Then we are also doing some fabrication. You know, different flying vehicles comprise of different parts that are connected together. So I'm doing the fabrications of these parts, connecting them together through what we call assembling. And all that is opening my mind. And it actually means that there's a lot to learn in engineering. But that is one of the skills that I'm learning. Then besides that, if I can go back to my research project, we are actually making some metal alloys from pure metals. And how we do that is that we take a pure metal and a pure metal, we melt them and we mix them together to design a material that we want to work in a specific way or to attain certain properties. And that process, we call it hardening. Yeah.
So it's more like if you take iron and take zinc and you mix them together to form. But then there should be a research there on how what kind of an what output do you get from mixing zinc and aluminum and all that.
You should know already what you are getting after mixing that, and you should know the proportion of which amount are you mixing with what amount, and what property are you going to gain after mixing and all that.
Amazing. So now I have this interesting question as well. I mean, you talked about leadership and you also spoke about engineering as a field, right? So, you know, Ashesi is very strict on leadership. They teach you how to giving voice to your values. They teach you how to be ethical. They teach you how to be honest. They teach you how to communicate, right? Let's say you find yourself in a situation in 5-10 years time, running one of the most important projects in the country, Zimbabwe. engineering, maybe in the aviation field, right? Maybe as Zimbabwe, you're running a very important project there. And of course, we've talked about corruption, that people can get into, into a project because of their own interests. Stakeholders have their own interests, right? And corruption might be one of them. They want to eat the bread.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Get something out.
Yeah. So you being a product of Ashesi University, how do you think you are going to react to those kind of situations, ensuring that you don't get eliminated at the end of the day? Because, man, once you put people in a situation where they have to compromise what they are looking for, man.
Yeah, you are a threat to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how do you plan to deal with that?
So one thing that I was thinking of is to first observe what is happening within the company that I'm working, or the organization that is happening. Because you talked about people seeing you as a threat if you are trying to block what they've been benefiting from.
Yeah.
So I think reading the situation, what is going on, is one of the things that you first have to do.
Yeah.
Then after that, we are learning leadership, which one of the course leadership one that we did is giving voice to value. Then after reading the situation, then you try to voice what you stand for, right? And obviously, I believe that one person can change many. And with that, if the people within the company, or at least one person, can listen to you, then you're going to bring a transformation to that company.
Yeah.
And somehow it's going to change in a way.
Yeah. That's really amazing, being able to communicate well with people and set out, the objectives. That's one thing. That's one of the important things about project management. And what you said made me remember one of the key things that I learned in leadership during my course at Ashesi, the power of words. Words can move mountains. Words can change a lot of things. Words can make something that is more dangerous than you listen.
You see,
it's important to have that heart-to-heart conversation. But sometimes, man, when the issue is money, when we're talking about money, nobody can be willing to listen to you. Man, you're trying to destroy my bread. Like, so why would I listen to you? Like, so do you think there's a different approach if you're on situations like those that involve money? Because projects are all about money at the end of the day. So you can be there, I learned about this, I learned about being a leader, and they won't even listen to you, because at the end of the day, what you're trying to do is to change the fact that corruption is going to end, and they won't get the money that they want. So do you think there's a different approach to that?
I wouldn't think of any different approach as of now, except if there is at least one person that can understand the benefit of successfully completing a project for the benefit of many than personal benefits. Otherwise, I wouldn't think of any other approach, although it might exist, but it's really difficult. Money is money, it's very difficult to deal with blocking someone's money.
Okay, so this question that I have for you, how would you define a perfect engineer?
So I would say, one, they are well equipped with the engineering skills within their field. When I say that, I mean, when you're a mechanical engineer, definitely you should know computer-aided design. You should be able to design something. Of course, all engineers are designers. But when you are given a mechanical model to design, you should be able to design. That's just an example. But in general, you should be able to have a deeper understanding of the field that you are focusing on. Then two, you should have good leadership qualities. Right? Because it's not all about going into the field and execute. It's also about leading other groups of engineers, like for the completion of maybe a project or whatever work that they are doing. So I think I would just define it in two ways: good leadership qualities and a deeper understanding of the field of study.
Okay, amazing. So a perfect engineer, someone who is equipped with all the engineering practical necessities in their field.
Exactly.
Number two, they should be a good leader because you'll be working on different projects, different executions. And if you don't have the leadership skills, forget that you're an engineer.
Exactly.
It's more than just being practical.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying that the reason why maybe some projects that I should say they are working really well because of the leadership.
Yeah.
The leadership, because it's hard to work with people, man. It's hard.
Difficult.
Because if you're building a car, there are so many people involved in building one thing. And if the leadership is not there,
it's not gonna work.
You're of an engineer. Exactly. So what would be your advice for someone who wants to be in the field of engineering?
Yes, so I would say go then into the engineering field. Expect to get engineering technical skills.
Yeah.
There is a temptation that people go into the engineering field and they are more interested in getting an A in a certain engineering course. Which is something that I think of no benefit. Because of course the grade reflect that you have passed, you've succeeded in the course. But the skills that you gained, that's the big deal. What do you have to prove that you're an engineer? So I would say go there with an expectation to learn, to have these engineering technical skills. And I'm not saying forget about getting a good grade, but usually if you learn to have a technical skill, then the grade will follow you.
Yeah.
The good grade will follow you. That's one thing. Then the second thing will be to say, if you don't have any interest or any business there, don't go there. Find another interest there.
For sure. Yeah. So number one, okay, I'll talk about this one. That's very important. If you don't have any interest in engineering, don't go there.
Don't go there.
In any field, I think it's all about any field.
Yeah.
If you don't have interest because my friend went there, or my homie, or I had because he has a lot of money, bro, you'll struggle.
It's not about training.
Yeah.
This thing of training, I know it's happening that some peer pressure, you see someone doing engineering and you are being told by external people, but that if you go into the engineering field, Charlie, you talk a lot of money.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. I mean, that's amazing, man. I think I've exhausted all my questions that I have for you. You have spoken about all the importance of STEM education and, engineering, the E, and how it's connected to leadership, and how if you want to execute a very solid project, you have to be a good project manager. At the same time, you should be able to you should have the skills that are required as an engineer.
Yeah.
You can't be coming from the field of accounting and you haven't even taken any course in engineering field, and you want to lead an engineering project.
Yeah.
That's why you have roads with potholes. I think sometimes, when there's flooding, the road just it wears out because there was no proper planning.
Exactly.
Some people just went there just to benefit. That's why I told you that perhaps the governments go out there and look for other people because they don't trust us. And also, I think the importance of investing in resources. You spoke about completing a 4-year degree. In some African universities, you can complete a 4-year degree without a good laptop, without learning, heavy stuff.
Yeah.
So it's important for the government to invest in the right resources in order for these people to learn. So that in the future you can trust them enough to execute the project that you want.
Exactly.
That's the goal. Man, thank you so much, man. That's all that I had to ask you today. I hope you have enjoyed the podcast. So thank you so much, guys, for joining us. I hope you have learned something, especially for you guys who are interested in STEM field, engineering field, and what to expect when you come to this field. It's all about being practical. It's all about, knowing how to design, having ideas, designing and implementing that, making it function. That's the most important thing. Don't forget to subscribe so that next time you can see a notification about other people who, like Trymore, who come and share their perspective and passions about different things. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Judesio, and this is Trymore, and see you next time.
See you.